Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I am so glad that you have tuned in today. Thank you so much. If you are not new here, you are probably rightfully thinking, what in the world is this? This is a speed build for the first generation Not So Berry Sim Home, the Mint generation. And I know that that is far removed from what we normally do here on the channel, but I think I needed a little bit of a refresher. So I think we're going to start playing the Not So Berry challenge. Honestly, I have not played a quote unquote modern playthrough of The Sims in probably over a year. It has been primarily historical challenges and very management heavy playthroughs. And I think that to fall in love with the game again, I need to reset and remind myself that you can actually play a more modern playthrough in The Sims and that it's not always a management heavy situation. So while the Not So Berry challenge is challenging, it is designed to be a challenge. It is challenging in a less hardcore kind of way, and it requires less management than what we are typically used to on the channel. So I am hoping that it's going to reset me a little bit and allow me to fall in love with the game again. And yeah, we're going to have a good time with this. So we're going to build our Mint Sim a nice little house. I am building it basically as a 1-bedroom with a study/office area. And I think our sim is going to take some time before starting a family. So I'm not starting us off with a gigantic house, and I'm not starting us off with additional bedrooms. So we will have to add all of that later. And spoiler alert, I struggle a lot with the colors for this generation. It is so hard to find greens that match. So some of these are more of like a bright, very minty color, and then some are more like muted, I don't know, almost like sage green. It's very difficult. It's what we all know and love about The Sims, right? None of the tones match. The objects, they vary so much. There's no consistency. So I do struggle a lot with that, but we get her done. It is going to be crazy with the green. However, I am not going as crazy as I did during my first playthrough of the Not So Berry challenge. Yes, I have done all 10 generations of this challenge before, and I went all in with the color last time. This time, what we end up with, we don't even end up with a mint green exterior. We do a different color for like the siding, and I balance it a little bit more than I did in the past. So I don't want to go all out, and I do the same with the sim as well. And I don't stick to the mint colored clothing, although she does have the hair. So we're just going to do our own thing with this and kind of try to balance it out a little bit so it's not so out there, bright and crazy, especially with this first generation, because there are so many different types of like the mint green tone. And if it is not obvious already by this point of the speed build, I am a very chaotic builder, and I do not consider myself a builder at all. When I play on my own, I really struggle with finishing a building project. So the fact that I sat down and actually finished this is a big deal. I'm not going to do a lot of speed builds on the challenge. It's just starting the first generation. We will do the speed build here. The rest of them, I don't know how we're going to handle it, but maybe we'll do a speed build every time we start a new generation. That'll be fun. We'll see what happens. My indecisiveness is also strong. I actually made a bit of a rookie mistake in judging like the colors. I didn't put lights in the house first. And then after I start putting lighting in, I noticed that some of the stuff in here is too green, like this backsplash is too on the green side, because mint is different than green. There is a green generation in the Not So Berry challenge, so mint is an entirely different animal. I do end up changing my mind about this as well because she's not going to have enough counter space. but I really wanted a small little kitchen. I do not think this sim is going to be spending a lot of time in the kitchen. So that's kind of my thinking there. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money and space on the kitchen. It goes without saying that this sim is not going to be able to afford the bills for this house. It's going to be a struggle at the start because we're going to start with 0 money. But we want to get a little bit of a boost here for the first generation. I didn't want to do a full Rex Riches. Been there, done that many, many times. So I hope you like it. I hope you like how it shakes out. And I really hope that you like the sim that we're going to end up playing with. I am planning on uploading this and the first episode around the same time. So make sure you check, see if it's up yet, and tune into that. Definitely going to be a different vibe than what we're used to on the channel, but I hope you will enjoy it because I know I'm already having fun with it. Here I'm really trying to tie in some colors other than mint. Truthfully, the couches in The Sims are one thing that drive me batty. I absolutely hate how the couches look in the game. So I prefer to use CC couches and sofas. However, I do not have green or a mint green at all. So that's why we're kind of tying in these neutral beige / browns with the countertops, the kitchen table, the couch, the blinds. And it just offsets that craziness with the mint a little bit. Honestly, the interior and the exterior doors don't even match. Like, oh, it's the worst. And there's really not a whole lot you can do. I'm not even using CC, so we can't even blame it on that. I'm using mostly the Maxis stuff, so I don't know. It's not as bad for the other generations. I think the mint is the most challenging when it comes to this. I feel like a lot of times you get more towards teal, which is, it is what it is. We're rolling with it. If there's any doubt, I'm going to aim more towards teal because we are going to have green, like actual green, in another generation later. Thus, we are trying to avoid the greens, like the forest greens, all of that kind of thing. We're totally trying to avoid that side of the spectrum and go more towards the bluish / teal minty side of the spectrum. I'm doing my best. That's all. I'm gonna drop it now. Okay. Her bedroom definitely becomes my favorite room. I absolutely love the bed that comes from the Sims resource. It is CC, of course. I suppose I should talk a little bit about the fact that I am starting over with my CC, so I was just going to use my old mods folder for my modern gameplay. I have kept all of that, but there is so much in there that is outdated at this point that I did like restart a whole new modern mods folder. So I don't have a ton of CC at this time. I picked up some of my favorites, and then it's just been sifting through some of the newer stuff that is available. So I don't have a ton, but I have enough to get us started and hopefully make this feel like a home. I did download some cool sciencey things with chemistry and astronomy kind of stuff, like space. Here's chemistry. I tried to make like a little chemistry wall, and then I realized that there weren't enough to do like a wall and have it look cute. So I ended up doing the space stuff instead on that wall. And this is going to be the study. So this sim has to master logic skill and is going to be a scientist. A study / office just seemed appropriate for this generation. I think that they will be spending a lot of time in here, especially early on when they're not out causing mischief. They will probably be in this little office. I cut nothing out when I edited this, so I apologize for like dead space or me saving the game and stuff. And I could have probably sped it up a little bit more, but I didn't want to make everybody dizzy, so hopefully it's not too slow. And again with the mismatched colors, like this toilet looks blue in comparison to the wall. Like the wall is more mint to me, and then the sink and the toilet and the shower, they all pretty much match, but they're more on the bluish side of the spectrum. But I'm okay with it. The flowers on the wallpaper are kind of similar. It's fine, I'll get over it, but it drove me crazy. Oh my gosh, I said I was done talking about that and then I brought it up again. Zipping it. Hashtag just Sims things that are the bane of our existence. I am very much resisting the urge to discuss those stairs right now and that railing. I'm reining it in, but it is difficult. Quickly decided that stone was not the vibe. I did try on for size some greens. Okay, I have a confession. I know I'm not alone in this, but I am awful at doing the roofs in The Sims. So my apologies. This is embarrassing. Okay, this process is embarrassing. I am even speeding this part up more, and it's still embarrassing how much time I spent struggling with this. I think a lot of it is that I don't have patience. I know if I use more pieces, I would probably be able to be more successful with the look that I'm trying to get out of it. And I do try that. I try adding additional pieces to get what I want, and it's just too frustrating for me, and I don't have the patience level required, I don't think. And I've just never been able to master this. I don't know. Maybe one day, but I don't have much hope. I am using a pre-built like save file for this. So I'm just using some of the flowers that were on the lot already when I deleted the house that was here. And I'm just using mostly those and then duplicating some of them. Just for some basics. I didn't feel like going into debug or anything, which would have been the move. If you are new to the channel, it is quite frequent that my dog has dreams while I'm recording, and I typically leave them in. I don't know if you could hear that one, but he started to have a little bit of a dream there, and I'm not going to cut that out. This is the final siding that I settle on. I'm not going to change it again, I promise. We're just going to put a little back porch on here. Maybe we will do more with the backyard later. Again, I don't really know how much time this sim is going to be spending in certain areas of this house, and I'm not going to dedicate a bunch of time and money to them if they're not really going to be used. But I am going to make sure that she can get out back here, and we're going to give her a grill, because all that is in the house is a stovetop. There is no oven, so a grill will give some additional options for things for her to make for dinner, breakfast. Well, you don't really cook breakfast on a grill very often, but you know what I mean. Wanted to put some cute little flower boxes out and realized that one of those windows was in the railing, so I did change that. And there is the outside. That is pretty much done. We're going to add a few more little details inside, and then this bad boy is going to be done. And I hope that you like it. I really wanted to duplicate this curtain and use it, but I would just have to get a different window, and you know, it's fine. Why take the time to put in a different window when you can just mess with curtains for an hour? That's how we roll around here. So, of course, we need a garbage can outside. Leave it to me to be indecisive about where exactly that's going to go. And then we're just going to add a couple little details to make it look like this house is lived in. And here's where I realized that I don't have enough cabinet space in this room. She's not gonna be able to cook because the counter to the left of the stovetop is actually a half counter, like the end cap thing. So I figured she wouldn't cook on that. So we did change the kitchen up a little bit, give her a pot if she wants to plant something, the grill, a pet food bowl. I do want to get her a pet. We are not going in with a pet. And now I'm going to solidify some of our lighting here. Get that all sorted out. And I do eventually end up changing the study because when I come back into the game, I noticed it was too blue. So I do change that to a more minty color. Don't love that. Size these monstrosities down a little bit. Just some finishing touches. As we are wrapping this up, I just want to thank you for watching. If you want to see the full walkthrough of this house, please tune into the first episode of the Not So Berry Challenge. We'll do a point of view walkthrough of the house. And I am looking forward to playing that challenge with you. I hope you have a fantastic day.